There's something special about Hitman, and more specifically the reboot. The idea of loading into a mission knowing you have one objective and, about 100 different ways of pulling it off, it's a great feeling. And honestly, that's a feeling I've been missing from a lot of modern games, especially Assassin's Creed. Now look, I don't dislike this current style of AC, but let's be real, if I want to, make myself feel like I'm a true assassin and essentially experience that assassin fantasy again, it's kind of gone. I wouldn't really say the mission structure anymore is stealth focused, especially if you want to play like an assassin would. We're not, tailing a target. In fact, when was the last time we did that in Assassin's Creed? Now, yes, I do hate tailing missions, but that's still part of what an assassin would do. When was the last time we blended into a crowd? Was it Mirage maybe? And we rarely have black box missions in this franchise anymore. If anything, recent Assassin's Creed games just feel like we fight entire camps of enemies, and even somehow getting into the occasional fight against, bloody minotaurs, dragons and stuff like that. Basically what I'm trying to say is far from how an assassin would be, and for a franchise that is quite literally called Assassin's Creed, it is a bit strange. But as somebody that got introduced to this franchise around 2009, there's this feeling that something big is missing. That slower, methodical approach, that hide in plain sight gameplay, that moment when you quite literally strike once at the target you meant to kill, then escape before anyone even knows what happened. This was back when every single person in the game could be taken out with one clean hidden blade, and honestly, putting limitations on the hidden blade now kind of feels like it goes completely against what the Creed is supposed to be. But hey, another topic for another video. And this is exactly why I want to talk about Hitman, but more specifically the reboot, or rather the newer trilogy by IO Interactive. These recent Hitman games are, in my opinion, a masterclass in social stealth. In fact, I'd confidently say that Hitman has the greatest social stealth in any game ever made. Now, by the way, I'm in no way saying Assassin's Creed invented social stealth. Let's just get that out the way. I do have a feeling people might misunderstand either me or the title of this video. I just want to focus on how Hitman perfected social stealth. The focus in Hitman is that we play as one person named Agent 47, and the entire premise is focused on one goal: take out the target and leave undetected. Absolutely nothing else in between. What makes it so great is the setup. You're pretty much put into these really detailed environments that you can genuinely tell took a lot of effort to create. It could be some sort of fashion show, a motorsports event, a massive mansion in the English countryside, you name it. And the game lets you decide how you want to pull it off. You can either poison your target, cause an accident, sneak in disguised as a waiter or a guard, or play it simple and silent pistol assassinate the target. It's quite literally all up to you, and that's why Hitman is so special. The game does not hold your hand. All the game does is just give you the tools and trust you to figure it out. And you know what? I'm gonna say this feels more like Assassin's Creed than Assassin's Creed does these days. So in this video, I want to talk about why Hitman is the game Assassin's Creed fans should be playing if you have not already. I want to focus on Hitman's social stealth, the black box missions, and how Hitman absolutely perfected the assassin fantasy in a way that the Assassin's Creed franchise has kind of moved away from. Plus, there's this incredible fan-made concept called Assassin's Creed contracts that basically imagines what an Assassin's Creed game built like Hitman would actually look like, and it's quite fascinating. I'll get into that later in the video. One of the things that really made the classic Assassin's Creed games stand out, at least for me, was the focus on social stealth. Now first of all, what is social stealth? Social stealth in essence is blending into a crowd or a certain environment to avoid detection by guards or enemies, as opposed to traditional stealth that focuses on hiding in containers, using physical barriers, or just hiding in general. It's about behaving in a way that looks natural within a social context, making you less likely to be noticed. When I think back to those early Assassin's Creed games, what really stuck with me was how well they leaned into the idea of blending in, or rather hiding in plain sight, and then striking when least expected. I still remember way back in 2007 when that Altair Was Here trailer dropped. You've got this quiet tense scene at a Templar meeting with a bunch of people. The atmosphere is eerie, almost unsettling. At one point you even catch Altair's reflection in a cup. And then out of nowhere, this guy at the end of the table just slumps forward with a blade in his back. Everybody else at the table freaks out. They have no idea who did it or where it came from. It's like a ghost just passed through. That moment is exactly how I picture stealth in Assassin's Creed. Altair takes out his target and nobody sees it coming. And yes, I know it's just a trailer, but it captures what the older games were going for. That feeling of being deadly but never overpowered. Instead, you were very smart in how you played. you'd blend into crowds, sit on benches, walk with literal courtesans or hire mercenaries to attack the enemies ahead of you. And the best part is that half the time, the game made it so that your target did not know you were there. That's the kind of magic that hooked so many of us when we first played Assassin's Creed. Just that, fantasy of being a ghost in broad daylight. But somewhere along the way that got lost. Social stealth isn't really a thing anymore. In Origins, Odyssey, Valhalla and now Shadows, it's either completely gone or feels like an afterthought. Assassin's Creed Mirage tried to make a change with it, and I respect it. That game did a decent job. But that was a very small one-off game. But in terms of the large-scale RPG games, you'd never be presented with a moment to walk with a crowd at all. It's funny because in a game called Assassin's Creed, you can ride a mythical mount whilst wearing a set of glowing armor through a city, and nobody would bat an eye. If you went back in time to like 2012 and you showed somebody footage of that and told them to guess the game, they would never in a million years associate that footage with Assassin's Creed. It's entertaining, sure, but it's not the same. And this is where Hitman steps in. Hitman never gave up on social stealth. In fact, it's the one franchise out there today that's still fully committed to it. Social stealth in Hitman is the entire game. Every mission drops you into a location filled with tons of people. A lot of them have their own movement patterns and routines. The setting could be anywhere. A high-end gala in Paris, a busy market in Marrakesh, or even a moving train. Though let's be real, that map kind of sucked ass. If you play Hitman guns blazing, then you're missing the entire point of these games. Sure, you can start a mission, kill all the enemies in the map, and then take out your target, but that's boring. Hitman is done right when you're putting on disguises. Let's say your target is downstairs in a restricted room that only a janitor could enter. Just explore the area a little while. Find a janitor, knock him out or kill him. Though it's always recommended not to kill him. Take his disguise and all of a sudden, you can now enter the restricted area. And now you're one step closer to the target. You could also, study your target to learn about their patterns. Maybe you find out that they always go to the bathroom at a certain time. That's when you could restart the mission again, go to that bathroom beforehand, figure out a way to make the water electrocute the target or something along those lines. Let me give you a quick comparison that shows how well Hitman understands this stuff. Remember the classic bench kill in Assassin's Creed? So you'd sit on a bench with a couple of civilians, wait for the enemy to walk by, and then kill the target and flee. In the Hitman games, you can essentially do the same thing, except now, it's entirely layered in a way that contains more systems. You might be disguised as a waiter, your target may head to the kitchen, you switch disguises again, now posing as a chef, put some poison into their drink, the target drinks, collapses, everyone panics, and you just quietly locate the exit marker and complete that mission. That's the beauty of social stealth done right. A big misconception that I noticed is many people claim social stealth wants you to be invisible, but no, that's not the point. The point is to be unnoticeable. The point is people know you're there, but they never suspect you. You're doing exactly what every other NPC is doing, and when the right moment presents itself, you take it, exactly like an assassin is meant to. And the sad thing is, Hitman makes you feel like a real assassin more than Assassin's Creed does nowadays. It's honestly insane how many similarities there are when you line it up with classic Assassin's Creed. I mean, think about it. Hidden in plain sight? Check. Killing a target in public then slipping away unnoticed? Check. Using the environment to your advantage? Check. The only real difference is that instead of a hidden blade, Agent 47 has a ton, and I mean a ton of ways to take out a target. And while Hitman might not have the historical fiction or the Assassin Templar lore, it will always capture the feel of being an assassin way better than most Assassin's Creed games do today. So when I see people say social stealth is dead, or that nobody makes games like Assassin's Creed used to, I always point them to Hitman, because the truth is social stealth is a gameplay choice that never died. It just belongs to another franchise named Hitman. One of the best things Assassin's Creed has ever done, and honestly one of its most underused features, is the black box mission. If you played Unity, Syndicate or even Mirage, you probably know what I'm talking about. A black box mission is essentially a big type of assassination mission where the game gives you a target, a location and a few leads, but the rest is up to you. The entire concept was not a simple case of just go here, kill the target. The game gave you choices, it gave you freedom. But the problem is, Assassin's Creed never fully committed to it. Black box missions were very rare, and outside of Unity, Syndicate, Mirage and sure, I guess the small portion it had in Valhalla, black box missions never show up. In the newer RPG style games, they're basically gone. I mean, look at Assassin's Creed Shadows. This is the perfect game to have black box missions in. I remember before the launch, they said black box missions were making a return, so where the fuck are they? Instead, you open your map, press square to scout an area, and there's your target, just there with no interesting concept behind it. The newer game shifted towards action action and open world grinding, and those structured choice-driven missions got left behind. Hitman, on the other hand, took that concept and absolutely ran with it. In Hitman, every single level is basically one giant black box mission. You're given a location, a target, and the rest is wide open. There are multiple starting points, and that is exactly what adds to the replay value. Each mission starts with one default starting location, but as you level up your mastery for that map, you can unlock more starting points to use on future playthroughs. Hitman also provides you with so many different disguises you can use, and again, it's similar to how you unlock new starting locations. You can earn new disguises by completing different challenges, leveling up your mastery on each map, and playing through different types of contracts. All of this adds to replay value, and it's all quite literally experimentation. The whole level of a Hitman map is like a giant assassination puzzle. I don't know about you, but whenever I played my first Hitman mission in a new Hitman game, the very first way I would take out the target was a simple bullet to the head. Nothing fancy. But when you actually replay the mission and stop to just analyze everything happening, you'll realize the insane amount of ways you can take out a target. You can do a clean sniper shot from a rooftop, rig a chandelier to fall during a presentation, or the classic serve your target a poisoned drink whilst dressed as a bartender. I kid you not, it feels like one mission has 20 or more different ways to kill a target, and you're rewarded for trying them all. It never feels repetitive, because you are constantly discovering new angles and opportunities. That's something Assassin's Creed really used to encourage: creativity. Hitman keeps that exact mindset alive, just with way more depth and variety. One thing I really like about IO Interactive's take on black box missions is that they never force you to play a certain way. If you want to go in loud, you can. If you'd rather stay completely silent, never change your disguise and ghost the entire mission, that's totally up to you. Hitman lets you decide how you want to play, and it fully supports that freedom. Unfortunately, that's not really the case in newer Assassin's Creed games. A lot of the missions are built around combat and objectives, not creative stealth. So if you enjoyed the black box missions in Unity or Syndicate and wish the series leaned into that more, Hitman is basically nothing but that. It's a full-on stealth sandbox, and honestly, it's the kind of mission design that Assassin's Creed should have stuck with a long time ago. Okay, now before I end the video, I want to discuss something. Now imagine this for a second. What if Assassin's Creed actually followed the structure of Hitman World of Assassination, where they could create a standalone or spin-off game based on a bunch of sandbox style missions? So that's no giant open world full of side quests and filler, just focused, well-designed levels where you go in, take out your target and get out, all while using stealth, disguises and creative tools to pull it off however you want. It's all just clean, replayable missions built around choice. That idea alone already sounds like something I'd be interested in, because it would bring back that traditional old school assassin gameplay. Now I did see on Reddit that a user named BrunoHM actually mocked up an idea of what it could appear like, and it looks amazing, so full shout out to BrunoHM on Reddit. The concept he created is called Assassin's Creed Contracts, and it basically shows what Assassin's Creed could look like if it took the Hitman style sandbox approach seriously. The reason I'm showing this off is because I want something like this to get more recognition. And I hope somebody at Ubisoft watches this.